Hi everyone, this is Pete here. So recently I was invited to the Next Level X Festival, where it's a year-end event where all the investors come together, and I was invited to give a talk, right? A lecture about investing, about the current market, right? And I also get the opportunity to meet many of you during the event, right? It was a very fruitful one, and it was also a good opportunity to catch up with all of you. Now, I know some of you didn't have the opportunity to attend, so I have the recording over here, and I've also broken it down into timestamp, right? So you can just scroll to the topic that you really like. But if you have the time and you really want to improve your investing in 2024, I would strongly encourage you to watch till the end. Okay? So let's dive straight into it.
Alamak. Okay, can or not? Right? Help me. Can or? Okay. So what's the main thing that happened in 2023? Exactly. You all remember this bank or not? Silicon Valley Bank. When I first heard about it, I thought they make silicon, no. Okay, but not that. Okay, but what happened to this bank? Gone, Gone. Okay? I thought, wow, die man, bank run. When did we ever have a bank run? But it wasn't just one bank. Okay, everybody, how many bank runs were there in 2023? 2, 3. Correct answer one, I buy you drink later. 3. Everybody say 3. No, it's more than that. Later we see. We still got Signature Bank, remember this one? Then, we still got this one. First Republic. This one, wow, the government come in not enough already. So the banks themselves decided, JP Morgan decided to call a meeting and say, hey, everybody, we need to save this guy, otherwise we all die together. So they all came in, 11 of them came in, and they pumped in $30 billion to loan this company to make sure he doesn't die. Okay? Because by then, after government saved 2 banks, bo lui liao, run out of money. Okay? So for those of you who think that the government has unlimited amount of money, it's theoretically true, but later I'll show you there's a limit to how much they can do even. Because if they print too much money, what happens? If they print too much money, you become no money. Your pocket will have no money, okay? Then we got this one, forget already. How many of y'all got trapped into Credit Suisse? Don't raise your hand now. Okay? A lot of people bought into Credit Suisse corporate bonds. And they were sold by the major banks. Right? So one more thing is this, when you're investing, I hope there's no bank relationship managers here, but if your RM come to you and say, hey, please buy this corporate bond, okay, for God's sake, just do it yourself. No need to go and buy through the RM. If you really want to buy corporate bonds, you can buy through interactive brokers. Then you can die there, don't need to die through your bank. But the important thing is this, don't do anything that you don't understand. A lot of people bought into all these corporate bonds not knowing what is underneath. Okay? But recently still got, was there another crash recently? Another bank, latest bank. What's the latest bank? Do you know this one? Citizen Bank. Last month only, This was the 5th bank run, but because it's in the very small little place called Iowa. Where's Iowa? I also don't know. Somewhere in the US. Okay? So in total, we have 5 bank runs this year. And Mr. Jerome Powell cannot take it already. So he says, stop, please stop. Because if he don't stop the domino, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? The rest of the bank will fall. And when the rest of the bank fall, what happened? Hey, what happened if you go to the ATM, you press the number and nothing come out? Hey, recently happened, right? To our local bank. I experienced it, I was at the bank, I was at the ATM, then I press, hey, why can't money never come out? I thought, the bank run reached Singapore already. Then I called my wife, hey, go and take out the gold bar from under the bed now. So Jerome Powell decided to create this one thing. What is it? BTFP. What is BTFP? Okay, no, it's not by the freaking pump, okay, but it's the Bank Term Funding Program. CMIS Bank Term Funding Program. Basically, their promise to all of us is to say, the bank will never run. There will not be another bank collapse. Even if there's not enough money, Akong will lend you money. Okay? Hey, and everybody, can you all read this one, the outstanding total amount, this one? You all know what number is this? What number is this? Can you all even comprehend this number in your mind? Can you all say it in like millions or billions? What is this? How many trillion? 11.9 trillion. A billion. Billion. 11.9 billion. See, I also forgot. 11.9 billion. In total, PTFB promised 25 billion. Okay? So this is what they promised us, right? So the thing is, in 2023, there was a lot of talks about the Federal Reserve reducing liquidity, correct or not? They want to raise interest rate, right? They stop buying bonds, but is that true? After they created this BTFP, do you know the Federal Reserve balance sheet expanded all the way to almost 300 billion? Hey, you know what is 300 billion? Do you know what 300 billion? 300 billion is the amount that Singapore used to fight COVID times 5. We can go through COVID 5 times. How many of you want to go through that again? Hey, actually I want. You know why? How many of you made the most money in the COVID years? Hey, nobody. No wonder you are all here to learn. Because those who made it, they're not here already. Hey, if you never made money during COVID, can I just say one thing? There is something wrong with your investment. Really. Later you will see why. Because that was the year that I made the most money. In recent years. Okay? Right? So they literally did not reduce liquidity. If anything, they flooded more money into the market. Okay? Hey, but the question is this, now everybody is very scared of this thing called inflation, correct? Are you all worried about inflation? Hey, no. Yes or no? Yes, right. That's why you all make more money, right? Correct? Now, but if the Federal Reserve keep injecting liquidity, what will happen? You will see your US dollar looking like this. You know what is this? This is the Zimbabwe dollar. And this note is $100 trillion. And you can actually buy this off eBay. I think it's like $10 or something. If inflation go out of whack, this will happen and the government will never let it happen. So what will the government do? What can the government do? Hey, I already throw in so much money, This is the government. This is the country, Singapore like that. Okay. I throw in a lot of money already. And if the inflation go out of whack, what can I do? In Asia, there's a country that's very controversial one. They did something very different from the US, and the economy seems to cease for a long time. In fact, there was this term called the country with the lost decade. Which country is this? Hey, very good. You all know your macroeconomics, The land of the rising sun, Japan, correct? Hey, actually, got land without rising sun, man. Every land got rising sun, so I don't know why they take this, okay? So Japan did slightly different. Japan did this thing called the yield curve control. Now, I'm not going to go into details what is the difference between QE and yield curve control because it will put you all to sleep once and for all. But the important thing to understand is this, is that they can manage the growth and the inflation by setting long-term interest rate. Right now, the Federal Reserve are setting short-term interest rate. Okay? So, are there other countries doing it? Because a lot of time people say, Pete, Japan do it, you want to do it? You know what happened in Japan? Lost decade. Actually, is Japan the only one? No. Australia and EU are doing it as well. Now, will US do it now? Everybody, what do you think? Do you think US will follow the footsteps of Japan? Yes or no? Those who say yes, raise your hand. Those who say no, raise your hand. Those who don't know, raise your hand. Those, no matter what I say, you still won't raise your hand, raise your hand. Okay. The answer is, US actually has done it before. Now when? The last time they beat Japan. During World War II. After they finished the war, there was a lot of problem and they did yield curve control and they ended up buying a lot of bonds until they stopped doing it. So is this something that US will do? I'm not saying they 100% will do, but I don't think they can keep doing this. So the only good alternative is this. Right? So if you want to understand more about yield curve control, please don't call me. Just go and Google yield control, you will understand from there. But today I want to share with you all the important thing is this. What happened to Japan after they implemented yield control in 2016? A lot of people always attribute the lost decade to yield control. Actually, it's not true. They only did it in 2016. Okay, so everybody now make a guess. After Japan did this, did the stock market go up or down? Everybody. Those who think the market went down, raise your hand. Those who think the market went up, raise your hand. Those who think the market goes sideways, raise your hand. Wow, you are so uncertain. Go other direction. The market went up. Okay, the market went up. But at the expense of one thing, what went down? What went down, everybody? Right now is the best time to go to Japan for holiday. Why? Because the Japanese yen is like free one. Okay? Now $1 is about 150 maybe? Sing dollars about 111, something like that. So the yen went down. But the yen went down. Okay, you all cannot see here, right? The yen went down here. Let me see, can I zoom in? Cannot. Okay, the yen went down 33%. You're like, wow, 33%. But the market went up by how much? Can you all see? 149%. So is it worth it? Is it worth it to get 149% if your currency depreciates by 33%? Yes or no? Some of you all look at me like, I don't know. The answer is yes. So the best way to avoid whatever effects that may or may not happen due to the yield curve control is stay invested. Those people in Japan who invested in the Japan market, they did not lose their purchasing power. In fact, they gained. Real estate in Japan went up. Do you all know? Real estate on average went up 200%, even more than the stock market. So although I'm a stock market person, who is to say that there is no better asset class? Alright? Now, so what is likely to happen? I just summarized in this slide. So if you want to take photo, take notes, this is the slide right. Okay? First one, asset prices very likely to go up. Property prices also very likely to go up. Assets that are value-based, like gold and crypto. Okay, I must caveat myself. When I say crypto, right, I don't mean all the Can say that word. What's the alternative for that word? Okay. The S coins, you know what's the S coins? Basically anything that is not BTC and Ethereum. Okay? So when I say crypto, I only refer to these two. Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's it. What Dogecoin, what Solana, don't know what. Those are I will edit it later. Okay. Those assets are very likely to head upwards. Why? Because when there's more liquidity during yield curve control, the liquid must flow somewhere. Okay? So there is only so much the stock market can hold, there's only so much the real estate market can hold. And you can look towards emerging markets. But please choose your emerging markets carefully. Don't go and look for Argentina, Zimbabwe. Okay? When I say emerging markets, could just means like our region, APEC, or even like China, EU, that kind of region. Okay? But if you're not familiar, you don't need to do everything. Once again, remember, no need to do your 3-point shot, just go for your 2-pointer. Okay? If you only know property, go for property. If you only know stocks, go for stocks. Just make sure you are in something. Okay? Now, those of you who are not into anything as of this moment, then that's the scary moment. Okay? Then the next question, some of you all text me, say, hey Pete, can you talk about will there be another crash? I think not now, but will there eventually be a crash, everybody? For sure. Okay? There will always be a crash. Eventually there will be a crash. So, we are getting safe until we are so used to it. So I don't think anyone is in the appetite of crashing the market, so to speak. But no one wants to trigger the crash. And more importantly, what's happening next year? Next year, yes, next year is the US election. So with election coming, I don't think Mr. Biden, by the way, Biden is not the left side one, the right side one. Okay? I don't think Biden is in the appetite of creating trouble for himself. Okay? Now, so what will happen in 2024? We already know what's happening in 2023. Jerome Powell just said this very recently, 2nd December. Go and read the minutes, but in short, he's saying that he feels that the current interest rate is enough. It's sufficient to cool the market. So very likely what we are seeing here is what we call the highest point of interest rate, the peak interest rate. Going forward, likely it is either going to stay or start to cut. Although Jerome Powell was very careful with his words, he said that it's a bit premature to talk about cutting. Okay? But like any human beings, they don't dare to commit. Right? So it's okay, but at least he said that the interest rate will not increase any further from here. Now, that knowledge of interest rate will not increase too much from here, up is no longer an option, likely like this or like this. Very important to understand this. Because when you invest, you must ask yourself, can I capitalize on these two movements? So what's the impact of potentially lower interest rate? Can anyone tell me? What's the potential impact? Well, okay, maybe you don't need to think very high level. What will you do? Wow, you're so siao one, straight away go and borrow money. Perhaps, maybe more people will buy real estate, but if you're going to borrow money to buy stocks, I still strongly discourage that. Okay? What else? Nowadays, where do you put most of your money? Whenever you have spare money, you will throw them on because now the interest rate is so high. Where do you put your money? Banks. In fact, those of you with account with Moomoo, you will know that there's such a thing called a money market fund. Right? In Moomoo, they call it Cash Plus. It's giving you how many percent now? Hey, everybody, how many percent? Or you also don't know, you just anyhow put inside. About 5%. Huh? That means if you have no confidence of achieving more than 5% in your stock market, you better put in the money market fund, because this is risk-free. But for those of you with money in fixed deposit, bond, treasuries, if the 5% become 4, 3, what will happen? What will happen? What will you do? Or you will take out, right? Because no longer makes sense anymore. And that's what potentially might happen. Currently, the money market fund now, which is the black line, like Elon Musk rocket. Whereas the equity mutual fund ETF has been losing money, outflow by 20%. Will this trend reverse when interest rate starts to come down? Even if it stays stagnant, I will say it will reverse. Why? Because right now, a lot of people the money not in the money market fund, not in the stock market, where they put? Like my wife put in the bank. Not to gain interest, she put in the bank that has not much interest. Then I say, what are you doing? I'm waiting for the interest rate to go up. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. Although I'm a very good investor, my wife is like from another planet. I don't know where she comes from. Okay? So she wants to keep those money because she believes that the treasury will give a high interest rate maybe 6 months down the road, 9 months down the road. But what if she finally is convinced that the interest rate will not go up? She will have to deploy the money. Then where will she deploy the money? She will give me. Then where do you think I will deploy the money? Okay, you have my answer, right? So, wait. Some of you all look at me. What's the answer? Okay, can you all say again? Where will I deploy the money? Stocks. So those of you at the bank, the answer is stocks. Can okay. So over here, some of the money from the money market fund, or we call it MMF, right, may start to flow into the stocks or other asset classes, which is why I say gold, crypto, I shouldn't say crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum may have a good chance of. In fact, you look at Bitcoin prices now. This morning when I wake up, it was 40K. Now I thought it's 41K. By the time I finish talking to you, 42K. I shouldn't be talking to you, I should be buying something, okay? Okay? So what will happen is, if all this money eventually flow out of the money market fund, what we will likely to see in the market is a melt-up event. What is a melt-up? That means there is no significant news, no better economy, nothing, but the market move up. Simply because liquidity flows to wherever can potentially give you more returns, right? So is this the best scenario for a country, for economy? I would say no. We still want a growing economy causing the market to go up, but it is what it is. I cannot change the economy, neither can you, but you can make the decision to take the action to participate. Just now I asked how many of you all made money during COVID. Nobody raised your hand. I was so upset. I'm upset with myself. Maybe I should have told my students more. Because those of you in mentorship, you will know, in 2020 that time, when the market crashed 40%, what were me, Ian, and I think Joe and Sarah were saying? They were saying start buying. And you know what people tell us when we say start buying? What was the sentiment? Say, P. No, they never say sell. They're very respectful one. Students very respectful one. They will never say teachers sell one, but they will say in an indirect way. What if the price drops some more? Correct? You will always have that fear, right? When the market dropped 30%, what if it dropped to 40%? Honestly, in this diagram, does it matter when you buy? Does it matter or not, everybody? What matters? So long you buy, got buy or not? And how much you buy? Bowen has this very iconic story of a friend buying, and wow, went up 200%, and you know how much she bought? $1,000, I believe. And I say, wow, congrats, 200%. But you invest $1,000. It won't change your life, right? So it's not just about when you buy. Honestly, it's about how much you invest that matters, right? You will never dare to buy 4D with $1 million, but you will take $1 million and buy property. Why? Which one give you better returns? 4D what? Right or not? No, Always think about the odds. Okay? This was the article that came out recently talking about short sellers. I just want to give this caution to all of you. Please don't try to be cute and say, I want to short the market. Even if you think the market is going down, please do not do that. Why? 为什么? Why? Pete, if I think the market going down, should short it, then I can make money no matter it's up or down. Oh, I scared I drop it. Okay. Why? Because the market go up how many percent of the time and go down how many percent of the time? Guys, the market go up how many percent of the time? Don't know. 70, very good. Then the rest must be here, okay? So please don't play the game with lower odds. Play the 70%. Go closer to the net. Don't shoot from here. Still never go in, see? Okay? Right? So a lot of haters at the start of the year, I hope you all remember this. For those of you who are in the market, a lot of people say, P, 2023 is a bad year. In fact, there were a lot of social influencers that kept saying 2023 is going to be a bad year. But where are we right now? Where's the S&P 500? We are at the all-time high. We are almost breaking the all-time high already. Okay? I hope they didn't short the market even though they say the market will fall. I hope. Right? In fact, recently there was a very famous hedge fund that short market closed down. Jim Chanos. He gave up already. He said, I don't want to play anymore. And he is the best short seller that I know. No. Okay, so don't do it. So where will the market go? I think the market in terms of melt up, we will not see like a past COVID, like that. Okay, but at the end, I think it will still be higher than where we are right now. Don't take my squiggly line too seriously, to be honest. I just fluctuate it so that it looks like the market is moving. But all I want to show you is this. I think it will still be higher than where we are right now, but the path can be uncertain. So what does that mean? When I say the path is uncertain means what? You may experience a drawdown here. If I just show you a straight line, you will think that, oh, Pete, very good late. But remember, the market is not so smooth. So what did Charlie Munger once say? If you don't have the temperament to stomach a 50% drop, you deserve to lose money. Wow, I love Charlie Munger. He always talk down at us, but he's correct. Okay? So if there's a drawdown, you see your portfolio, wow, like that already. how will you feel? If you see your portfolio down 30%, how will you feel, everybody? Sad or happy? Sad or happy? Why still sad? You all should be happy. You should be sad if you have the wrong mindset. So you all want to be version 2.0 now, everybody? Yes or no? Hey, everybody, yes or no? Yes. Tell your neighbor, I am version 2. Hey, do it. I am version 2. If you don't commit to yourself, you don't change your mindset, I tell you when the 50% come, you will not do anything. Then next year, come back to this stage again and ask you, hey guys, did you all make money last year or not? No. Then you'll come every year. I still hope to see you all next year, but I hope that you all come here and tell me good news. Can or not? Can, okay? What is this? This is VTV versus VUG. What is VTV? VTV is the value stock. VUG is the growth stock. So for the longest time, can you see this chart? Which is dominating? For the last, I would say, 10 years. Which has been dominating? Growth or value, everybody? Hey, can you all be more confident? Growth or value? Yes, growth. Growth has been dominating. But with a high interest rate environment, innovation stopping, money will flow, but money will flow to more prudent areas. Going forward, where do you think this chart will go? Which one will perform better? Value or growth? Everybody? Value or growth? Up to you to decide. My decision is, I think value will dominate the space. Because we are no longer in the appetite of buying high-priced stuff. How many of you all bought C Limited? I know you raise hand, okay? Okay? I don't think we are in the appetite of buying companies like C Limited anymore. Or Palantir when it was like, I don't know, $2,000. Is it? Okay? So, take note of what you're buying. Don't because Pete say, wow, the market will go out, just hantam boleh on everything buy. There are some that will still outperform the rest, right? Whatever you see the market move, right? Let's say S&P 500 move 500 points. It's an average score. What does an average score mean? That means half of it is higher and half of it is lower. So make sure you're on the correct side. Okay? Okay, so my prediction is very simple. I think interest rate is likely to remain high even with cuts. We are now at about 5%. I think we'll go to like 4 point something, maybe 4.25 or something, right? So this means it is still challenging for the stock market, but because of the yield curve control and all liquidity issues, I think the market will still continue to push. But there will be more sideways movement, okay? And more rotation from growth to value. Okay, take photo, take photo. Can, okay? Okay, now, so if you know this, are you ready for the layout? What can you do? Because for the last 1 hour, is 1 hour? Pete has been talking about a lot of things, but what are the actionable? 做西米. Correct? Okay, hey guys, I test you. Those of you for mentorship, don't disgrace me. When there's more sideways movement in the market, but generally trending upwards, what is the strategy you should be thinking about? Because Charlie has another very famous adage. He says, a lot of opportunities in life tends to last a short while due to some temporary inefficiency. Wow, very cheap. Basically, he's telling you the opportunity comes for a short moment because eventually people will realize the opportunity. For each of us, really good investment opportunity aren't going to come along too often and won't last too long. So you've got to be ready to act and have a what mind, everybody? Everybody, what mind? You must have a prepared mind. So make sure that you are ready. For example, your cash is ready to deploy when you know the opportunity is coming. Right? Don't wait for the opportunity to come, then you say, let me collect cash. By the time you finish collecting, what happened to the opportunity? Fly away already. Okay? It's like taking a train. You know the train is coming already. Please step to the door. Make sure the door open, you straight away jump in already. Don't still sitting down, lang, waiting for the train to come. By the time the train comes, the door closes on you. How? You wait for the next train. Can, but In Singapore, the next train come in 5 minutes, you know. In the stock market, the next train come how long later? Nobody knows. It could be years. Okay, so don't waste the opportunity. Prepare yourself. When the opportunity come, take advantage. I just used the last few minutes to show you the exact thing that happened during COVID. This is a dear friend, Joshua Wong. He's my housemate when I was studying in London. It cannot get any closer to me. Right? Any closer, he'll be in my bed. Right? I was talking to him about investment all the time. And he texted me during the September period of COVID. COVID worst is what? Which month, remember? No? March, April was the worst. So September, he said, hey Pete, oh dear, we missed the boat. I said, oh dear, you missed the boat. Why? Because the common question is it too late? Because in October period, this is my portfolio versus the S&P. We were doing about 20%. Pretty good already, beat the market already. Because the market just recovered and because through the use of strategy X, predominantly. Right? So if the market crash come, please don't just look at shares, consider options. Don't buy the house only. Rent the house. Be the freaking 二房东, you know, you just rent out to everybody. Okay? October, 6 months after COVID crash. November, went out a little bit more. We hit 100%. Pretty good. Usually when people see their portfolio hit 100%, what would they do? What will you do if your portfolio hit 100%? You will think of these things out with T, what is it? You think of, wow, should I take profit? Should I sell? Correct. Hey, but guys, how many of y'all want like eventually 200%, 300% return? Raise your hand. It should be all the hands, come on, 200%, 300%. But if you sell at 100%, when will the 200% come to you? You will never, right? Okay, so make sure if you're investing in the correct companies, don't sell so easily. If you find the correct partner in life, quickly put the ring on it and snatch the deal, correct or not? Okay? So, continue. Because by next year, January, we hit 244%. Then at this moment, I text my friend, I say, hey, bro, remember we had this conversation, you asked me whether did we miss the boat. I said, no you missed the boat, but I was joking. I told him continue to invest. Then I give him like personal tuition that people pay for mentorship, you know. Did he invest? Wow, how you all know? Otherwise I won't say this story, right? The truth is he did, you know. He did. But you know what he go and buy? He go and buy those weird, that the ticker symbol I can't even pronounce one. So in the end, it's not that he didn't make money, he lose money. It's like double whammy. You miss the gain and you make the loss. Wow. Okay, so guys, important thing is this. When the world is screaming, crash, 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 die, 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 you should be smiling. Why? Because 90% of the time the message is wrong. Okay? When the message is wrong, that's where you, as the patient investor, as the educated investor, you can make money. It is when my dear housemate, who has no business in the stock market, lose money, his profit go to where? Go to you all. Okay, but the good ending of the story is after that he learned his lesson. So after COVID, he did invest properly, and now he made his funds. Once again, I don't think you are too late. The market now may seem high, but I can tell you, when you look back 5 years from now, you'll be wondering, why I never buy more? Why I never sell house, sell children, sell car, sell wife, go and buy? Okay? Alright, so that's all I want to share with you all. Am I on time? Can I? Okay? Hey, can I tell you all one interesting story? Can I? Okay, this one nothing to do with investing one. Okay, so everybody, I want you to raise your hand, shake a bit, and say the lesson is over. Okay. Actually, no, the lesson is never over one. Okay, come. So, this is a basketball story also. So, this is back in 2011, 2012. There was this group of high school basketball, top of the high school one. That means in USA, we call it the NCAA. That means they're best in their high school level. They met an old-time NBA player called Brian Scalabrine. I'll just call him Brian, okay? And he said, let's play. You so old already, you never play for so long already. I know you passed NBA last time, but we are the current players. We are top of the NCAA. We will beat you. They even bet their shoes. In the world of investing, we always say, invest properly but don't lose your pants, right? This is like they want to lose their pants. Okay? Now, why are they still confident to beat this Brian? Because who is Brian? Now, do you all know this guy on the right side first? The yellow color one is called LeBron James. He is known as the second best player after Michael Jordan. Brian Scalabrine, who is Brian Scalabrine? Who knows Brian Scalabrine? Raise your hand. Oh, you know, very good. Who knows LeBron James? Raise your hand. Okay, put down. Who knows Michael Jordan? Raise your hand. Wow. Why you all respond to Michael Jordan rather than my investing story? Okay. So, back in 2011 and 2012, there were 479 players. The best was Kevin Durant. Okay, Kevin Durant. Okay? He better than Kobe Bryant, I don't believe, but that year he is. Now, where do you think Brian Scalabrine is? How many out of 479? Make a guess. The high school people, high school children were so confident they will beat him, no? What do you think? What's the number? 479. Wow. Hey, but very close. He was 465. My mother always tell me, if your class has 40 kids and you are 38, you are the last. Nowadays, they don't rank you in class anymore, right? I understand. I think they should. Anyway, he is almost the last. He is not the last because he maybe did a bit more rebound here and there only. Okay? That's why the children are so confident. But when they play with him, guess what happened? They played to score 11, no? They played to score 11 points. How many out of 11 points do you think the high school people... Okay, who win first? Brian win, otherwise I won't be telling you story. But the high school kids, bear in mind, it's not just one high school kid, they repeatedly play with him, you know. You know how much they got? 不要看不起他们啦. They really got zero, no? Can you imagine? They are the best of their high school tournament, no? And they can't even beat the last of the NBA. Now, what is the moral of the story here? Brian Scalabrine later on got famous from this story. He went for an interview and he said, I am closer to LeBron than you are to me. So what is he trying to say here? Basically, back to this. When we are investing, just bear in mind, like what Eon was saying just now, there are always bigger sharks out there. Market makers, institutional players, Jamie Dimon, all these people. How they make their money is when you make a mistake. Is when you decided to play basketball against Brian Scalabrine. Okay? So, no matter how strong you think you are, always ask yourself, can I play a game whereby I don't pit myself against a professional? Right? Don't do consistently stupid things, you will be alright. Okay? Everybody? So, I hope that Charlie Munger, the Mungerism stays with all of you and always continue to invest. When you are investing, I want you to ask just a few questions like, does this investment even make sense? Number one. A lot of people fall for scams, right? It's because when the thing don't make sense, they make sense of it themselves. They self-internalize, then they cannot con. Okay? Second one, ask yourself, who am I playing against? If you are doing CFD, Forex, I can tell you, forget it. I have friends who are paid 20,000 a month doing Forex for banks. They are from MIT, IIT, all the T. You stand a chance? They are not Brian Scalabrine, no, they are LeBron James. It will not be 11-0, it will be 100-0. You will never win that one. But if you play the simple game like what I'm playing, just go and do rental in the stock market, where they are not playing one because it's too small fish for them already. That's where you can gain, okay? And always, last but not least, ask yourself, is there an easier, better way to do things? How can I improve my investment game? How can I improve it? Just like Maureen improved the shophouse investment through her fund. Just like how I improve returns using the rental strategy. Just like how Melvin is improving all your mindsets to help you achieve the version 2. Always ask yourself, is there an easier, better way to do things? Okay? I hope all of y'all go for your layup. No need to go for outlandish returns, but go for your 73% success. Okay? And that's all I have to share with all of you. Thank you very much.